Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to replace your thermostat. And your thermostat is not here, but it's the one that connects to the lower holes. It's back here somewhere. Okay, so the first step I'm going to do is take off the positive side of my battery. Like I said, let's just set it to the side like that. That way it don't make contact. Okay, so the next step after that is, if your car still has it, you're going to take off this plastic here. But I already took mine off. But yeah, that's the next step. That way you can get access to this radiator drain bolt, so you can drain your radiator. Because if not, you're gonna make a big mess with the coolant. Get you a bucket. And before that, what I like to do is go ahead and open up your radiator cap so it'll flow faster. But I do warn, don't do this if your car is hot, okay? You have to be able to hold it. If you can't hold it, it's too hot, okay? Because if you open it up, it's gonna shoot out at your face and burn you. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and open this up, just like so. And we're gonna come down here and get to draining this. There's the drain bolt. Gotta do it in such a way where you don't get in the way of the fluid coming out. And it's gonna shoot out fast, so be ready to catch it. There we go. But I'll get back with you because I imagine I'm gonna need two hands when I take this off to accommodate the bucket. Just like I figured, there's the stream there. All right guys, so once you got it looking like this, where it's barely dripping, it's time to go work at the top. The third thing I'm gonna do is remove the air box from here all the way up to here, okay? Here we got these little screws right here. I think they're 10 millimeters, let's see. Yeah, they're 10 millimeters. Anyways, I'll get back to you when I get this loosened up. I'm gonna loosen that up, loosen this clamp up, and then I'll get back to you. All right guys, so I got those loosened up. The next thing I'm gonna do is use some pliers and unhook this right here. That way we can slide that out. All right, so I got that done with just some simple pliers like these. Now we get to pulling. Gotta pull it out. Just give it a few spins. I think I need both hands so I can pull this out as I'm pulling this away. All right, you also gotta untangle this right here. Get it out of this thingy, because you're gonna pull that out and you don't wanna pull that cable. After that, it should be able to come out. All right, so we got it out from over there. Now I've gotta start messing with this air box here. So don't forget to disconnect your mass airflow connection for your sensor. Okay, you just press the middle and then you pull out. All right, I took it off from there. That way I can see how much access I have. But what I do is the same way I took it out is the same way I align it. That way I know how it's supposed to go. So yeah, that's the thermostat right there, the housing. Right here, okay? I think what I'm gonna do is go ahead and take this air box out. And to do this, it comes out the whole thing together. You should have, mine just has one screw here. But look around it, it might have more, but on mine it just has one. And then it has a clip right here that you take it off and it'll come out this thing, okay? All right guys, and for me that bolt happened to be a 10 millimeter. And as you can see, I'm using an extension. All right, and what I like to do, once I get it loose like that, I go and just use the extension. And now there's no reason to use the ratchet. All right, guys, so I got that bolt out of there. Anyways, like I said, air filter, I'm gonna put it over here by the air filter thingy because I know it belongs to the air filter system. And then after that, we're gonna use one of these tools, the plastic removers. That way we can take this off that easy. See how easy it is when you got the right tools? All right, so now I think it should be able to come off the whole thing. I'm gonna put you guys on my stand. That way you guys can watch. The whole thing should come out. A little bit of wind there. There we go. Just like that. And just like I said, the way it was is the way I'm gonna set it down. All right, and this is how it's looking now. Remember the thermostat is connected to the lower hose. And if you follow it, then you get to that place I was telling you about, right there. But I think from that space there, I think I can get to all these bolts. All right, guys, I figured out how to take this big thing off right here. All you do is pull it out and then pull up. See that? Just like that. But I think that's as far as it's gonna pull out. Just enough to where you can get to those bolts. All right, guys, so that clamp is a little bit hard to remove. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna remove it whole, the whole thing with the hose. But I did notice we have another one of those things right here. Kind of like this that holds the hose, and it's attached to the thermostat housing. So I'm gonna take that off first, and that's a 10mm bolt. So that bolt way down there, right here, okay? It's a 10mm. Okay, so I took the screw off. Like I said, I'm gonna set it down over here close to where that other stuff is. All right, guys, so I decided that's as far as I'm gonna go with that bracket. I just took the bolt off so that it wouldn't be stuck to the thermostat housing. But I'm not gonna actually take the bracket out because it's got wires running through it. So I'm just gonna leave it alone. I don't wanna break anything. Anyways, this is gonna be a 12mm bolt thermostat housing, okay? Ooh, that one was hard to loosen up. Probably should have used a breaker bar, but I probably couldn't get in there anyways. All right, I got the top bolt off, and I think it should have another one in the bottom. All right, guys, and this is how I managed to get into the bottom bolt. I just went in from here, and that's how I broke it loose. And the top one, as you guys saw, it came from the top. All right, let me get this loosened up. That way we can take that thermostat housing out. All right, guys, so once I got it pretty loosened up, I'm just gonna go in there with my fingers and finish the job. All right, guys, I managed to take off that other bolt. So now let's see if it'll come out. Yep, it came out. Y'all see that? There it goes. Just a little bit of wiggling and it came out. Just like that. See that? There's the thermostat housing. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little difficult because it was awkward and there was a little bit of space. Maybe you guys could take the battery out and the battery tray. Maybe that'll make it easier for you guys. But I mean, I managed it just with a ratchet like this. With a short socket. I mean, I managed to get in there. So if I did it, you can do it too. All right, so now that we have that off, what I'm gonna do is take off the thermostat. And I'm gonna go a step further. You see the thermostat right there? I'm gonna go a step further and actually test it, okay, guys? And I'll be back. I just wanna test it to make sure that is the problem. But either way, I'm gonna replace it anyways now that we have it opened up. If you guys wanna check out the video of me testing this, it'll be on a separate video. All right, guys, so like I said, there's the thermostat. We're gonna take it out. And the same way you take it out is the same way you wanna put it back in, guys. All right, guys, so I just took out the thermostat and that's how it was, just like that. So just remember, the way you get it out is the way you want to reinsert it. And mine actually came with a gasket, but I don't see a gasket on here. Unless I guess it just ran out. There should be a gasket here or there, but there's no gasket. It just comes, I just see a ring. But either way, the store sold me this ring with the thermostat and another gasket. I'm going to install that as well, just to make sure, you know, there's no leaks or anything. All right, guys, but I'm gonna go ahead and test this thermostat out, and I'll be back to reassemble it in a little bit. All right, guys, I'm back from testing my old thermostat, and it failed, in my opinion. So now we get the new thermostat. Make sure your hands are fairly clean, and you want to put the O-ring on there first of all. All right, guys, so we got the O-ring. That's how you want the O-ring to go. Make sure it's flush all around. Okay, press it a little bit. So now the fun part, putting the thermostat back in there. So the thermostat, you're gonna put it in just like that, facing that way. And you want the this jiggle valve right here to be facing up. So like that, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. All right, guys, so like I said, jiggle valve facing up, just like that. And you see how it's sitting there perfectly, okay? And after that, we're gonna go ahead and attach this, and I'm gonna put the gasket on here, the other gasket. Let me show you guys. This gasket. Just take them out because that's where the bolts are gonna go, okay? There goes one, and there goes two, okay? And then this, take it off too. It's not necessary to be there. Okay, so now that you have the holes for the bolts exposed, the other thing I suggest you do is look at this, and if there's any residue, clean it off. I'm using just a little plastic knife, you know. Don't use something too abrasive. Just to kind of scrape a little bit of that old gasket off. That way it's not uneven. All right, guys, so here's what I did. I ran the bolts through there, and then I put the gasket in there. But this gasket looks kind of big, in my opinion. I mean, it fit, but it's got extra space everywhere. I'm gonna try to bolt it on just like that, and hopefully the bolts tighten how it's supposed to. All right, guys, so I got it in there. I don't know if you can see. I got it in there. I got both bolts started. Now I'm gonna tighten it up with my thingy, okay? What I'm gonna do is tighten it up as much as I can with this one. Not super hard, just lightly. And then I'm gonna come in with my torque wrench and torque it to spec. All right, guys, so I got my torque wrench here. And the specifications calls for 111 inch-pounds of torque for the thermostat housing, the 2 bolts. And there's 12 inch-pounds in each foot-pound, so mine reads foot-pounds, so it's gonna be 9 foot-pounds of torque, okay, guys? Let me put you guys on here. That way I can get that done. And the way these things work, these torque wrenches, when it gets to that point, it's gonna click and it won't allow you to turn anymore. Get me a flashlight over here. That way I can see what I'm doing. And I hope I can get in here with my big old wrench. Yep, I managed to get in there. As you can see, it's already clicking, which means it's tight enough. The bottom bolt is tight enough. So let's see the top bolt. Here's the top bolt right here. I'm gonna have to come in like this. These little cables a little bit. See, it's clicking. It won't let me do no more. So that's it. So we got them up to spec. All right, guys, so now that we have all these brackets on, we got the thermostat housing torque to spec. The next thing is go ahead and connect your air box, okay? All right, when you get this part in there, it's gonna make a pop just like you heard there. All right, guys, this is where I'm at right now. Like I said, this cable, make sure you put it back in the groove. And make sure here, like this metal piece right here is just like that, flush against that, okay? And then here, that's fine. Here you heard it pop, so that's fine. And here, just like that. Here it's got another groove that you want it to line up with here, okay? So, and then here, of course, just mine, it just has that little thingy. Make sure that's sticking out. And then that's where the bolt is gonna go in that I showed you guys that came off earlier. And then don't forget to connect your mass airflow sensor connection back up. And that should pop as well. Just like that. All right, and after that, let me put this back on here. Part of the air box. Just like so. Get your little clip that it came with. Just like that. I usually just put one. One is enough to hold it in place. You just don't want it to go anywhere. All right. So now after that, you're gonna grab either one of those screwdrivers, or if you wanna work easier, grab a ratchet and then turn it. Tighten all these clamps up. Okay, it's 1, 2, and 3 right here. 3 clamps, okay? And after that, I'm gonna grab my bolt. And this bolt, like I said, goes down in there. I'm gonna use my extension like you guys saw in the beginning, okay? But anyways, guys, From there, you're just gonna put your plug back on, your radiator plug. Put it back on where I showed you guys. It's gonna be on the passenger side under there. Put your radiator fluid back in the car. And then go about putting your little shield, your water shield back on there. And that should do it. And after that, also plug your battery back up. But that's it. This concludes the video. I got you guys this far. I'm pretty sure you guys can finish it. I hope you guys like this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you.